Hi guys and welcome, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Clash Royale how to beat the Elite Barbarians, something that you'll see a lot these days because they're very strong and very overpowered, I would say. But I wanted to give you a few attacks that I've used that have beaten the Elite Barbs and how I use them to beat the Elite Barbs. So I hope you enjoy the video, and here it goes. So guys, as you can see, I am currently at 3,207 trophies on Clash Royale. This is not my highest. If you can see here, my highest is actually 3,508, which is a massive jump from where I am now and where I was last video. I seem to have messed up over the Christmas period and jumped down quite a bit, but I'm still quite high up. And what I'm going to show you now is a few replays of how I've beaten the Elite Barbarians in 3 different occasions and 3 different decks, or close to 3 different decks. I mean, the first one is here. This is a Elite Barbarian minor deck, and they're all quite high level cards. I mean, I don't think I've got a level 11 anything. So as you can see, they've got the old miner and minion horde. It can be quite an annoying deck to come against. And they've got a level 11 minion horde. My zap just about missed them there. And look at that. That is an annoying deck to come up against, and I managed to defeat it with a Mega Minion and some goblins, spear goblins. But then I realised that he had a wizard and a hog rider. Now my tower is going to take a lot of damage here. It might even go down. I think it's gone down. Yeah, it's gone down. And at this point I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? So at this point I am looking like I'm going to lose. But I get my golem down soon. But as you can see, he's actually got barbs and elite barbs that will really easily counter my golem. So this is going to be a hard match. He then puts the elite barbs down. Now this is how I normally counter them. I will put the tombstone down and something flying on top so that it takes them out. Now this would be better if it was on the side of my push, but it's still quite good. It's worked well and it's taken out the elite barbs. The elite barbs are worth 6 elixir. My golem is 7 or 8, I think. So it's a reasonably even trade if I use my golem against his elite barbs. But my golem is more than likely to get a little bit of damage off on the tower as well, which is always good. Now this is where it gets a bit crazy. As you can see, he doesn't yet know that I had the skeleton spell, and that's where I took that first tower down. This is where I put the golem. The golem will tank for them elite barbs, whilst the air troops will actually defend against them. And I think that was a reasonably good trade there. I mean, it's taken out his wizard as well. And that's worked reasonably well for us. So what I'm going to do is, this is where I worry a bit, because I've got the golem down and the elite barbs are there. Now this is where I kind of just rush it, because I know that he's probably got little elixir and he's trying his hardest to go for that tower. And I mean, with one more fireball, he could get that tower. But I luckily got the king tower instead and got the 3-star. So basically, defending against elite barbarians, you want something to tank and you want something to then attack them. So what I use is either the skeleton, the tombstone, which will lure them into the middle while both towers attack them, and then I would put minions on top, which will then take them out relatively quickly, along with the skeletons. Obviously that's going to cost a little bit of elixir, but it doesn't cost as much as the... No, it costs just as much as the elite barbarians. The other one I would do is use a golem, but I'd only use that in double elixir, because then it's more worth it for you. If they've got something like a wizard behind, then you want to put your ice golem in front of the wizard, so that takes it out, while the skeletons and the minions are taking out the elite barbarians. So let's go into the next one that I wanted to show you. This is a slightly different deck. They've got the minion horde and the skelly, Skelly army, and a freeze spell as well, which was something that was quite interesting. They're going straight in with the elite barbarians. I've got the ice golem down, and see, they've used the freeze spell already, but it was a bit too premature, because them skeletons came out of the tombstone and still did a bit of damage to them. Luckily, I did more damage to his tower than he did to mine then. But I've just used a zap, and he knows that, so he's thinking of using his minion horde. And now I use the ice golem to defend against the minion horde, which does a really good job of that. And I've got my golem down. Now, I didn't know that he had the Inferno Tower, but it looks like he's going to freeze all of that, which is a kind of pointless freeze, and I've put got spear goblins behind it. I'm still doing a decent amount of damage when he's done very little to mine, and it's just a case of waiting. I think his deck is really, really expensive, which is the biggest problem with his deck. He's got 6 elixir elite barbs, 6 elixir lightning spell, 5 elixir minion horde, 3 elixir skeleton army, and 5 elixir Inferno Tower, and a 4 elixir free spell, which must mean that he's got a good 4.5 average, maybe even more than that. Here comes the elite barbs, and obviously use the zap and the ice golem against his minion horde. Unfortunately, at this point, I knew that that graveyard spell was going to be pointless, because I hadn't actually got the zap for them. But as you can see, at the moment, it's looking pretty good. I've got 505.50. He's down. He's got me down to 995, and then I used the zap finally, but it didn't help much. He's doing a really good job of actually defending against this. but I'm slowly chipping away at his tower. But then I saw that he used his skeleton army, so I used the graveyard spell. So that's another example of how to defend against elite barbs. Let's go into the third one. This time it's another 3-star, and hopefully it will show you a little bit more, because they're using a slightly different deck, on how to defend and how I normally defend against it, and how well it works, really. So here they come in straight with the Elite Barbarians. Normally what they do is they'll have a hog as well, which means that my tombstone is then knocked down, and it's a bit of a nightmare. But he's got his knight coming towards my left hand tower. He's going to get one hit off. And my Mega Minion's going to do some damage there. But now he's got a big push coming along. I waited just in time for that Ice Golem to just about go. But I think that their Elite Barb's still going to get a... Oh, actually, no. I managed to defend that off nicely. It's all about pulling them away from the tower with the Elite Barbs, because as soon as they hit that tower, they do so much damage. And it's incredibly hard to stop. But as you can see, I've got a nice amount of damage done to both of his towers. But he is a level 9. So you got to keep that in mind. I'm sitting at full elixir at the moment. And this is because I'm worried about what he's going to bring. And this is why. Now, it's just getting to double elixir, so I thought it would be alright to use my golem. Plus, he actually fireballed my tombstone, so I needed to use it. But I knew that he hadn't got the fireball, so I used quite a lot of troops to just take out everything else there. And this is when, because I used the graveyard so late, no one actually knows that I'm using it. This is where we take that tower down very easily. And he's wasted a lot of elixir trying to defend that. I'm still sitting at full elixir here. So what I'm going to do is put some pressure on the right hand side. And I think this is where he gives up. He's given up because he knows that he can't beat it. Unfortunately, that does happen a lot. With the deck that I use, it happens a lot. And this is where we do the 3-star. So I'm going to just... So that's attack number 3. Rewind them to kind of see how you would normally go up against the Elite Barbs and actually beat them. Because in that last one, I got barely any damage done to my tower at all. Not one hit by Elite Barbs. In the other two, I may have got a few hits off. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you want more Clash of Clans, Clash Royale videos, then subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.